Hey, Pamela.
Hey, Pamela.
Hey, Alice.
Hey, Al.
Hey, Judy.
Oh, hey, everybody. There's a couple on here, but whether they do any justice or not, I don't know. We'll find out in a minute.
Controversial for one reason and one reason alone, in my opinion, and that is because various family members, particularly Lily and Jack's stepdad Daniel Martell, have been out speaking almost from day one. A lot of what they say is inconsistent, and us internet sleuths, we notice everything. All of
All right. What was the next one? All right. Granny's Crime Buster says behind the badge. RCMP records in Jack and Lily's story. They don't know no more than what you started out with. Uh, Now these here, that I think some of these are still here from this morning. Breaking news: leaked text exposed. There was no missing. The rescued uh, Lily and Jack. Um, this is, um, there's not really much right now to go off of that really tell
Hey, Carol.
anything. Hey, Carol. Um, Let me go ahead and type it in. Let's see what we got here. One says she was just trying to protect them, but that whining out saying, I didn't know that they were dead. If you keep a child away from food and water and this and that and other, and they're already weak and sick, it's not going to take very long. They found the body 8 days ago. That was that little boy. Kids are there. Well, we watched that one. They didn't say nothing about no kids being there. Uh, More details come out as mother's dark secrets revealed. That was old numbnuts talking. Uh, Kids are alive. That's just Daniel talking about. He passed the lie detector test, which he did not do. Um, why this searcher thinks the missing kids are not in the woods. Um, Well, Texas is really getting it, ain't they? Everybody throw out a prayer for Texas. Them floods are just taking lives and homes and everything. Here's one, but it says the walking contradiction, but it's still talking about only Daniel. It's who's Jessica?
Hmm?
Somebody says, "Hey, Mama." Oh,
Mm.
oh, we'll call you when she gets off work so we can set up a time and place. Okay. Uh, I forgot.
Tomorrow.
That's fine too. I don't care.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then the disappearance of Jack and Lily. There ain't no such thing as a disappearance. Worst mother ever. We watched that one not long ago. Um,
We already know that.
yeah. Let's see. Lies, cries, and alibis 3 days ago. Uh, that that 9 days ago is when she first started denying them access to the trailer or camper. Um, Parents' terrible secret came out. We watched that one. Didn't have nothing to do with a secret. Bombshell allegations. Uh, that's Malaya, something other. Um, at the beach. What was in the cupboard 4 days ago? Huge news. Both parents something. Discovery plus tax. Disturbing clues discovered in Lily and Jackson. I don't know. Let's click on that one and see.
Today is the last day to get approved for these $12,000 limit credit cards. Everyone gets approved.
On May 2nd, 2025, 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother, Jack Sullivan, disappeared without a trace from their rural
Yeah.
home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. Their story has shocked the nation, sparked widespread concern, and left a community desperate for answers. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through a clear and thorough timeline of events as we know them and explore the family's statements, the official search efforts, and discuss the speculations and unanswered questions that continue to surround this heartbreaking case. It was Friday, May 2nd, 2025 at around 10 o'clock in the morning when Lily and Jack's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, called 911 to report that her children were missing. She told police over the phone that she had heard them playing earlier in the day before falling back asleep, but when she woke
First lie right there. They didn't get a 911 call a week prior to any of this. So we know that right off the top. I'm tired of listening to lies. And yeah, we're going to be reaching back out to Jack and Lily here just in a little bit. Why the searchers will not go back in. Shocking details. That's where they ended up finding that little boy. Remains found is where they found them two little girls. And everything's been right along the side of that pipeline. Um, yeah, that Melissa Scott, she didn't give. She gave them the cards out of them trail cams, but one was from a week prior and a 1 week after. It didn't show the few days that it all supposedly went down. And everything's going back to 1 month ago. 20-minute lie. What they're hiding is the truth. That's where Malaya was on the run. And see, like that one right there, update, they were found 2 weeks ago. You know, kids was found. You know, I don't know why we already got some uploads of them being shackled and taken to the jailhouse.
Daniel, then I'm trying to grab a copy of what it says. So Daniel is saying your facts are wrong. Right up.
It's a bit like this near 3 weeks ago. They were found alive. I mean, you know, everything keeps going back over the same old thing. They're making the clips look good. But then, you know, you're just listening to the same old thing over and over. They should have brought in cadaver dogs to start with. Now it's a month ago again. This kid's cleaned ATV. 1 month ago, 7 days ago. This is not good. I don't know. That's when they popped up that $150,000 reward. 9 days ago, huge red flags.
Today's reading is going to.
Let's see. Guilty stepfather, what's missing?
And he's their stepfather. Greg, tell us about the videos we're going to watch.
Yeah, Canadian siblings Lilly Sullivan and Jack Sullivan, 6 and 4, disappeared from their rural home in Nova Scotia on May 2nd. There's been a lot of searches, a lot of things going on. This guy's done a lot of interviews in front of the camera, many of them very small and very short. This is about a 12-minute video we're going to watch that's been cut up into pieces with the pertinent pieces here.
It's been 6
Okay.
weeks now since you've seen Lily and Jack. I just want to ask, how are you holding up?
It's been
Not yet, Kathy.
long
They ain't
6
said
weeks.
nothing else about it.
I know that
And that's worried
everybody
me.
basically in the world at this point is always wanted to know like what happened. It's
See,
been
See, every time they talk, it's about them. You know, they don't want to be asked too many heated questions about the children. They want to be talked to. They want to change it up, you know. Because if they're just going to solid, constantly come right in and full blast on Jack and Lily, they're all going to freeze up and not speak. So I can understand a little give and take here to let him go ahead and get his lies out and everything, you know. But there's not been but one statement that he has said that was written in gold. And that's when he said that Malaya and her mama were both involved as well. And when the kids said they all decided together, then we pretty well knew.
from sadness to anger at this point. And I know the RCMP and major crimes are working around the clock trying to
We done
piece
heard
everything
that.
together, and I'm grateful for that. But it always leaves the question, 6 weeks has gone by, and we know at this point they're not in the woods. And where are they?
Did you feel in the beginning that they suspected you?
Of course. My stepfather was always prompt suspect right off the beginning.
You felt that from the beginning,
Yeah.
but you don't feel that now.
No, I don't feel that at all. I asked for the lie
I
detector exam,
can't
the
keep
polygraph
listening
exam.
to the same thing over. I can't do it. Huge red flag. We done did the grandmother. This is not good.
You know, oftentimes you see folks on a billboard, they're coming from all over the country. What they aren't is involved in our community.
With some grilling here in a little bit. I'm cooking some chicken up. Edge. Like I was the police. He said, and all that. It's like, in all the families I've helped along the way, and just all the stuff I've done to be like, oh, well, you're too controversial. I'm like, what? You know, damn. And then, like, okay.
Yeah, they got a conspiracy on this thing, but they're keeping it where
So it's part of it in the house,
it's
I
going to
think.
be.
Turtle. What?
But I'll have to look.
TJ?
Hey,
for
TJ.
sure.
Stonehouse turtle. Go.
Yes, the RCMP could have
enjoy
and does
our
have more than
content?
we do.
You enjoy our content? Hit that
Like
subscribe.
and subscribe button.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This none of this.
Tammy, I'm praying that's not the case.
I mean,
Oh my goodness. I'm praying that one of them breaks down.
well, that's what everybody would hope, and they would if authorities would do it right. It started off at the top. You know, they know that Mamaea snapped, done something that she can't take back. So Daniel started, covering for her. Like I said, he thought he could trust numbnuts, Darren or whatever his name is. That backfired when he couldn't get in there and weasel his way in. Of course, he knows where the kids are at. him and Daniel were both involved to make sure nobody could find these children. When a child says, in the words that they used, I guess they got their wish because we're not here anymore. That speaks volumes. I mean, it ain't like just a child being pissed at a mom or dad. This is something that they have felt down in their heart and soul. Letting him in was one of their most fatal mistakes. People do a crime if they're pretty smart. They don't let nobody know. You know, they keep everything bottled up to themselves, and they deal with it one or two ways: confess, say, "Hey, okay, I did this," or either take the coward's way out, and that's it. Everybody's throwing up these clips saying, you know, the babies are back, they returned home, you know, and all this. And out of Darren or whatever, numbnuts. When he said, and I've listened to it 1,000 times over, when he said, just if Malaya's family members and the rest could have gotten to the children while alive, they would have been fine. When we were listening to him speak last night, which he was doing his recording, you know, in his vehicle, you could hear Jack and Lily's little voices in the back. And they were not voices from the physical, I can tell you. There's all this lingering on, and I'm just going to be bold about it. I'm just going to say this bold and upfront, just like I am. None of this would have lingered on. And yes, I'm talking about Canada's law enforcement. Whoever don't like that, I can't help it. And if it happened down here, I would say the same daggum thing about these nut jobs down here too, or any other place in the world. So people can take that however they want to. If the authorities don't act right, don't get to the scene quick enough, and don't. This happened a week prior, before the 911 call was even made. But they don't want to talk about that because they make them look too bad. But right now, the county, the state there is getting a little publicity. And we don't want it to turn into that. There's too many children already out there missing that's been moved here, moved there, moved here, and then done away with there. These children not being found already is because them authorities did not do their job. Plain and simple. They should have started in the home and worked outward. And I'm going to tell you what they did again. When they were pointed out which direction they believed the kids would play in, they walked out through there. They found a pair of bloody children's underwear and a sock and something else. Okay. Well, all right. They said, well, let's go again. I think it was on their third time going. And they found a piece of her torn blanket. They seen a doll in a little arbor that the little dress that was on that doll was like it was just mended to it. And then Daniel's mom started saying they have started already burning and getting rid of the children's toys. We heard that last night. Why would you do that unless you had zero, positively zero knowledge that these kids are not coming back? Yeah, I mean, they're telling on themselves like a bunch of nut jobs. And a true nut job is Daniel and nut job. Daniel really thought he could trust numbnuts, but when he was refused, well, I explain it to you in a better way here. Darren, or whatever his daggum name is, the supposed to be cousin, Daniel figured that he could trust him. And, okay. And he tried to weasel his way in and couldn't do it. He's done lost everything, his home, everything. He's having to live out of his vehicle. He tried to get back in good and stay with them and do what he could there. He's throughout run his mouth too much, saying that he knows who had the children, where they're at, and then the statement, only if Malaya's native family from the reservation could have got to the children while alive, they would be okay. That was his very words. But during his talking and being hotshot saying, this is it, we've crossed the line, we've done too much. We can't turn back now. Hey, Paula.
Polly wants a cracker.
Well,
Polly wants a cracker.
What he didn't realize was that the voice of Jack and Lily was speaking in the vehicle. And I called it, and I replayed it, and I replayed it, and I replayed it. And everybody heard it. I got a 4-page note right there that already tells everything about it. And these children, mainly Lily, she's trying to tell her own story. They both have loved ones on the other side that's been trying to help as well. And it's like everything that was out there seen on the property going into the woods was not there until like the second and third and fourth time that they went. Each time they'd go, they'd find something different. Okay. So the woman said, look, kids ain't in the woods. Okay. They was having people hurt, falling down, stumps and twigs going plumb through people's legs. They done a lot of daggone looking. And, while all that was going on, Malay and Daniel was sitting there just playing that fiddle. And everybody was just sitting there listening to it. I believe when she snapped, yeah, she did some things. She sure did. At first, they said that after she snapped, she put them down in the basement. We know for definite that their trailer does not have a basement, maybe a little crawl space. Then we heard that they could have been in the camper, up in the cupboard, and maybe where the hot water heater was. Don't know if that's a fact or not. all that's come out so far to be a lie, until authorities say, okay, we checked these spots right here and we got DNA. If they can match that DNA with anything they found in the woods, then there you go. But they got enough reasonable doubt right now. Who in the world would have two of their children go missing and you leave your boyfriend or husband, whatever it is, with your other partner, and you and them and some of your friends go to the beach and have a good time?
Yeah, no.
While everybody else is out looking for your children. That's what I mean. She's unfit. She's a poor piss excuse as a person, as a mother, and anyone else that was involved with this. And yeah, the authorities up there have been trying to apologize all that they can. But that don't bring back the children. And people uploading things like, well, the children has returned and, they're fine and all this good stuff. I've been saying this whole time to Jay Stonehouse, like that name. There's no proof in the pudding. Seeing is believing. Okay. Well, funny for you to ask. They wanted to come back and do an eighth search, but they wanted to start in the house, in the trailer, and the camper. This was the very words that Daniel's mom said, and we heard her say it because we listened to it last night, or not before last. Not without a search warrant, because my Chihuahua nervous system is messed up, and we don't need it, getting sick. Well, okay, well, what about the trailer? Well, I'm going to go ahead and check the trailer. Not without a search warrant. They can pull a search warrant from their car, police officer can, in 30 seconds. And all has to be done. The judge has already got it signed. All he has to do is hit a certain button, and it prints his name right out at the bottom. So, yeah, why would they ask for a search and help for their missing babies and grandbabies, but would not let them back in the home or the trailer or the camper? What else are they trying to hide? And I can tell you what they're trying to hide. A stench, bodily fluids. They were very, very unnourished. Yeah. They were weak. The baby Meadow got more attention they did. Didn't really feed them proper. Them being weak. Jack run around with just a full diaper, and I've got it on footage that Lily says she wrapped his shirt around his waist. Malnourished, yeah. Well, I have to say plus tax sometimes because I get tongue tied. But all in all, every person that's ever uploaded anything about these children without some sort of facts, or at least just their opinion of what could have happened, throwing up things like thumbnails where the kids have returned, the kids are alive, they've been all around the world, and I'm tired of it. That's not giving these children no justice. Um, there's no telling what could happen. But it's it's to the point, and they made it this way. It's to the point where nobody really has any faith in that RNCP or whatever it is. They've got grounds to stand on to go ahead and put them in custody, interrogate them for 24, 48 hours. And if they hadn't have went ahead and took Meadow, they could have used, I hate to say this, but could have used Meadow as bait. But now that Malaya knows that, well, that's exactly what it's going to do, Pamela. If people keep throwing up scheme thumbnails like that right there, people's going to get tired of watching it because it's going to keep coming right back, just saying the same thing. The only thing they're doing is the first few words, changing it up. And you think, okay, this is going to be good because of the thumbnail. And then after you own there 5 minutes, you're still talking about junk that happened, 2 months ago. Just playing cat chasing the tail. And these kids ain't getting no justice out of that. It's just buying more time. Let me chill for a second. How y'all doing? Huh. And then we'll turn the box on and see what we can hear. Y'all doing okay?
How are you?
Hope everybody doing all right. Yeah. Yeah, they got a dispensary right down here next to the river down there. Yeah. I seen a clip one time. A guy was on some meth, and he was also had some um, flocka. They call it flocka in his system. And they ended up having to kill him. He was hovered over some guy and was actually eating his face off when they stepped off one of them tram things that takes you here and there. Doing great, really great, good deal. Mm-hmm. So they tried to get him stopped, and they said that he got on top of the car, jumping up and down, naked as a jaybird, just jumping up and down, hollering. And after they killed him and went over around the other side of the car where he was at, he still had a bunch of mouthful of that guy's flesh in his mouth. But I think from Daniel and Malaya and Numbnuts and his Daniel's brother and a couple of friends, they shake and bake and make meth, and that's how they get their extra income coming in. I've seen it. I've been there. I know how it works. It ruins families. It ruins your life. You lose the love of your children. It will corrupt your world. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good deal. Where is Paula? Paula, come on down. And I can't remember if it was day before yesterday or the day before. So it might be three videos back, maybe 4. I'm not sure. I heard your dad, and he asked, how's Paula? And I said, who is this? And he told his name. And you wasn't on that night. You had sent a text a day or two before this saying that you were sorry that you missed the live. Have you been worried about anything? Have you been going through anything? Just mentally or physically either? Have you been more drained of energy? Have you been having pressure around your eyes? You just feel like laying down. If you lay down, you just toss and turn. Are you hearing things that most people don't want to admit, but their 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 brain runs 1,000,000 miles an hour, and you're constantly thinking things, but 9 times out of 10, it's negative thoughts. And when you try to put it back uh, to something normal, you try to think in the back of your mind of something good. Um, when I don't know which shirt it was, but one of his button downs. You remember his button down shirts? Well, I'll be getting to that in a second. Though. Well, I don't know if it was because of the way it was washed and hung up or what, but one of the collars wouldn't fold down correctly. One was more higher than the other. You know how you do when you try to get it even, you working with it and whatnot. Yeah. And there was a button missing at, I don't remember if it was right dead center of the middle or at the bottom one, but it was too open. He didn't like that. And something about tucking it in so they couldn't see a missing button. What was that about? And what about a chair? A chair that was on the front porch and a chair that was in the house, in the living room. What was the deal with it? Was it a chair that you had to really push back or what? What was the deal? Yeah, very hot. Okay, you think about that. I don't know if you remember back then or not. Um, I heard him speaking to someone about you having chicken pox, even on the bottom of your feet.
Huh.
And I've heard a lot of people having chicken pox when they're young.
I can't remember if I ever had any.
Well, you got a lot going on, love. This is a place where you can either call and talk to me, have somebody to talk to, or you can talk to me right here. It's up to you. But there's something besides just your dad that you're worried with. There's someone, and you're also worried about yourself about something that you don't want to find out about. Now, you keep putting it off. Uh, but you're good. You're good. And he said at the tail end, he said, tell her I love her. So now that I remember hearing it, like I said, it had been 3 or 4 videos back. I don't know if it was, well, yeah, it probably had to be a starting of Jack and Lily, but that's when or I might have typed in JD's Live, and then after that, then I titled it Jack and Lily. But I feel you, and I want you to know that you got somebody here you can talk to about anything. Anytime, day, night, it don't make a damn. We got you right here. But he was very concerned. So you got to remember now, when you're down, even if you don't try to show it, spirits run off muscle memory. If just even the back of your mind, you're depressed, you're worried about this, you're just worried about that, you don't know how this is going to be, you don't know from one day to the next, all you got to do is, hit me up. I'm here for you. Your daughter's was on the bottom of her feet too. I remember. You welcome, honey. I didn't ever get none on the bottom of my feet, but Shannon got them, and I messed around and got them. But Wanda's daughter, she had them on the bottom of her feet so bad they had to carry her to the toilet and back. She couldn't walk with hers, and there's no way you could not scratch it. Your parents try their best to get you not to scratch it, but you just can't hit it. But yeah, just showing me some little clips of things that in the younger years. Uh, yeah, uh, that's right. It's family here. But if you want to talk individually, then just hit me up. Um, yeah. Yeah, I'm tired of the lies here on this. So let's just turn this thing on a little while and just see what we might get. Um, yeah, I understand that too. Um, yeah, let's see what we can do here. Tonight, I'm just going to let it play. If we hear Jack and Lily, I'll mention it. I'll get them to talking. Here, Summer, I'll get her to try to talking. Rose, try to get to talking, and just see what comes of it. Um, that's the only thing I know to do. Uh, yeah. Uh, let me get this started here. Were you gonna make me able to play that stuff? But, I'll take a spoon with mine.
I can get up.
Hello. Yeah. Can someone talk about Jack and Lily Sullivan? At what? Can anyone tell? Can anyone tell where? Who's Robbie? Can anybody tell whereabouts Jack and Lily is? Was sent where? Were they were they forced to stay in someone's basement? Lisa says, "Hello, sweet, beautiful." Hello, sweet, beautiful, wonderful spirits. We love you here. Hey, Sabina. Okay, love. Everybody throw out a prayer for Sabina. She's not feeling too good tonight. Hello. Can anyone tell me where just a roundabout where Jack and Lily is at the moment? Where they are at the moment. Did Jack and Lily get hidden so long that it was too late for recovery? By the time they were checked on again, was it too late? Thank you. Okay. We need to know the whereabouts of Jack and Lily. if they had been taken to someone else's home, put in a basement somewhere. If we need to know where they are. Can you tell me if Daniel knows where Jack and Lily is? Can you tell me if Darren knows where these children are? They were in the back seat. Can you tell me if Malaya knew where these children are now? Does Malaya's mom know where these children are now? Does Daniel's brother know where these children are now? Or does Daniel's brother know where these children are now? Or have they kept that information away from him? No. His brother don't know or does know? They were there with he was there with them. Well, were they kept in the home or in the camper for a period of time? You've seen them there. Where are they now? Have they been moved to a new location? You said they're down. What? Down what? Are they on another piece of property? Was the property that the children could be on? Was it Malaya's idea for them to go there? I heard a small thing. Yeah. Speak louder. Why would you be afraid of their daddy? Are you talking about Cody being the biological dad? Or are you talking about Daniel? Do you know about how far from home they are? A good walk? They were scared. I'm sure they were. What do you mean it got worse?
That's pretty loud.
Good. What do you mean it got worse? Do you know why Lily kept saying something about a neck? Did it have anything to do with her or mommy? Wherever Jack and Lily is, can you see power lines? Can you see power lines close to where Jack and Lily is? Can you see any buildings? Or just as far as you can see, is it just fields or other wooded areas away from the home? Summer said a lot. Does any one of you in the realm believe that any of the remains that they have found were any of Jack and Lily's? Answer one at a time. The remains of children that were found in a well.
No.
To what? Deep. A stop sign. Do you see a name of the road? Are they in Lansdowne Station? Yes, love, it's me again, JD. Feel free to speak all you want to, honey. Bad or good. Go get what? What man? Durwood. What? Oh, hold on. 104 and some change. Write it down. 104 and some change. She just said Durwood. Put in something other and too deep or something. It was liquid. Disclosed the body. Hey, Andy. Yeah, somebody's on. I reckon she's too long.
And always mine, Paula.
What?
Mine.
What?
I lived it. So it's
Oh, ice cream?
she started texting me about it, saying she wanted a bite and all. I said, all mine. She got stingy, so I sent her an emoji.
We know they flipped out on the children. We know something bad's happened that they can't take back. We just really need to know where they are.
How so we can find them and bring them home.
And if you can give me a direct answer, I'll have somebody else report it. I don't give a damn about the money. I'm not selfish like that. Somebody else can get the money if they want it. I'm not going to help a child to charge $1 million. You know, I wouldn't take $1 million to try to help a child. I'm just not that type of person.
Didn't Darwin have court today? Is what that Andy person asked.
I've heard some say, yeah. I've heard some say didn't know. But I did just hear about him putting them in something, and it was cold. And they didn't even look at 107 and some change, and they didn't even look. The man. Real what? Someone said, hello, ladies. We need a location. We need to know for definite if they're inside something, if they've been moved, and that if they've been removed, did they wait too long? Yeah. I heard Malaya crying saying, I heard Malaya crying around saying, I didn't think they were dead. What do you expect happens whenever you have malnourished children and probably locked up in something? Well, there was claim and speculation about a couple of places, even in the camper. And one time, something about Jack in the bathroom in the trailer for a few minutes, and then after that, that's when they started talking about that property that has been handed down through Malaya's bunch.
Paulo said something about the freezer.
Well, let me tell you something. Give me a minute.
Hey, you know what else is in the freezer, Paulo? Ice cream. Hey, I had to say that one.
I'll tell you a little something on that right there that I find very strange, and I'm sure you will as well. Okay. About 4 to 5 days ago, you remember we heard that Daniel's mom would not allow authorities in the trailer or in the camper. They were refused. yesterday, or earlier, I can't remember. We clicked on a clip, and the first thing that was said from this reporter said, "This is day 4 of them getting to be on the property, searching." Why would they not have been a day by day by day update within that 4-day period? If they were allowed to search on property, they would have been allowed to search in the homes. They're just trying to throw off timelines for everybody. It's crooked, it's mean, and hell no, I don't trust that RMCP or whatever the heck it's called. No, I don't. And ain't gonna nobody make me believe it neither. That they any count. They were started on this like it's supposed to have and done it the right way, see, we'd done had this thing settled. But of course, people like, all the media attention. That's right. That's right. You can pay that. Yeah. Yeah. She just said, look, y'all go on in. But if y'all make a mess, you clean it up.
Yeah.
I mean, just to be respectful. You be respectful to me, I'll be respectful to you. If in fact that's where the children were, they would find lime, they would find fluid, or either cut out places on the wall, the cupboards, the bottoms would, the floor of the cupboards would be taken out, burnt, all that good stuff. They would see lime everywhere, just to cover up the smell. So that dog won't hunt. Unless they're still throwing off the timeline and everything that they're going by is not day by day current of what they're saying. Hey, Beck. And just using it as if they're doing it like they'll post like yesterday or today or 8 hours ago. No. No, they hadn't been. I ain't doing that. That would be a pretty lame, piss poor excuse for someone to refuse authorities to come in your home and to prove your innocence.
Yeah.
And you turn it away because of a dadgum dog. I think she needs to be in some type of mental hospital.
Or she might not just have just a dog there.
You reckon?
Why else would they be hiding it like that?
Because of the smell that lingers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put it down. Mm-hmm. Exactly, they're hiding something. They're still having to cover it, like I said. That body liquid, I don't care what you do, bleach, whatever, it will not work. It'll have to dry itself up, and then you have to scrape it away or cut it away just to get rid of the smell. So I guarantee that night is working like they know what they're doing, trying to clean up a mess. But if they got where they can search the property, then they can also search inside the home. I don't understand why they're not locked up today. It's been over 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
No. Not kidding you a bit, look. This is going too daggone far. Yeah, what kind of excuse is that? Like I said, I held one hand up and one the other. Your dog or your grandbabies? Which one is more important? Well, yeah, they could have put it in a kennel and set it out in the shade somewhere for a few minutes. Hell, they ain't there for the dog. They're trying everything they can do to make this a cold case. Now, you'll never get RCMP to agree to that, but that's exactly what they're doing, because too many people were getting hurt trying to search. They know that they were tricked, that the children were not in the woods, and they do not want to go back. So if anybody searches again other than the property, they would have to hire a private group to come in and search. And you know damn well they don't care enough about them children to pay that kind of money to have it done. Yeah, if the body was still there, then that's what they would do. They would go in and take the matchbox spring. If it got it in the carpet, then it got into the plywood, and then from the plywood went on under. So they would have to cut the plywood out, take everything out. If they had linoleum, they'd have to cut it out. They would still have to cut out the 3/4 plywood in a mobile home, have to cut it out, get that out of there. So there's definitely ways that people could tell if they had to cut anything out to try to get replaced. And if they use an excuse, well, they can just say, look, we're going to push through this hole and we're going to see what we can find here, and shine with a blue light, and it's going to show bodily fluids or blood. And they don't even need DNA at this point in time. I can count. I can't even count on both hands how many times that it's been told that they've done went too far. Malaya has done something that she can't take back. Then she starts crying and acting like, well, she didn't know they were dead. Like it was said that she kept them in somebody's basement or something other. And then when she went to check, I guess a few days later, then she started crying, whining around, saying, well, I didn't know they were dead. Well, what do you think is going to happen? That's why it's called children. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'll tell you what. Tonight it's just 8:23. Yeah. Y'all do me a favor and write down some questions. Now we did this for summer one time. Y'all do it. And the ones in the background, I know there's 17 in the background watching. So come on in here to the chat. Don't be shy and just be part of the JSV family. Do me a favor and jot down some questions. That would be on their level without it being too graphic. And all of you write down like 2 or 3 questions apiece, and that way we can have an hour or two or so to, you know, ask these questions. Y'all can probably think of questions a lot better than what I can. So y'all do that tonight and get them ready, and then when we go live tomorrow, she's off tomorrow, so whenever we wake up, I'll make my coffee and we'll come on, and we will ask the questions that you guys write down. So let's see if we can get anything that way, and presently get the woman or the gentleman that's been also trying to help the children speak. And we just might get a location. If they're getting a little bit hot right now, we might get a location. But good night, guys. I love y'all, each and every one of you, even the ones sitting in the back. Don't be shy. Come on in and be a JSV fan. Give it a sub. Give it a like. If you want to stay in the back and don't come down and mingle with the family here, subscribe anyway. Share with your friends and family. Show your support. If you like shows like this, trying to find Mr. T's and children and adults, and no telling what all else we get into around here. If y'all like it, hit the subscribe button for us. It's totally free. And hit your like button and hit your bell and turn it on all. That way you'll be notified every time we upload. And you will never find a better set of a group that we are pretty much just one big family here. You won't ever find that somewhere else on any social media platform. You'll enjoy everyone here. I love y'all. See you tomorrow.
Sweet dreams. Well, try to dream sweet things.